The energy around the Chicago Bears heading into the 2025 NFL season is buzzing like we haven't seen in years. You can feel it in the city, you can hear it in the media, and now even national insiders are buying in big time. We're not just talking about a team hoping to be competitive. No, there's something brewing in Chicago that feels different. The Bears have rebuilt the roster, restructured the coaching staff, and most importantly, they've centered everything around one man, Caleb Williams. This entire offseason has revolved around making sure Caleb is set up to succeed. It's not just about putting a rookie quarterback into the fire and hoping he figures it out. The Bears are going all in on the idea of building a real foundation. And if you've been following closely, you can see the blueprint taking shape. It started with the hiring of Ben Johnson, one of the most highly respected offensive minds in the league. He didn't just walk in and install his system. He spent the offseason working closely with Caleb, trying to build a shared understanding. The idea isn't to force a young quarterback to mold himself to a rigid system. It's about creating an offense that fits him, his instincts, his creativity, and his unique ability to extend plays and make things happen. Adam Schefter recently talked about all of this on NFL Live, saying the Bears are doing everything possible to bring the best out of their rookie quarterback. And he's right. You look at the moves they've made, they didn't just add a couple of playmakers and call it a day. They completely retooled the offensive line. They traded for not one, not two, but three interior linemen. Joe Thuney is the headliner, a clear upgrade from what they've had at guard, especially with Tevin Jenkins constantly battling injuries. Then there's Drew Dalman, a big improvement over Coleman Shelton at center, and Jonah Jackson, who might not be a Pro Bowler but brings stability and experience that this unit desperately needed. These are not flashy signings. You're not going to see offensive linemen trending on social media, but these are the kinds of moves that actually change the trajectory of an offense. Caleb needs time. He needs a pocket. He needs a run game that isn't dead on arrival. The Bears seem to understand that this is how you develop a quarterback. You don't just throw him behind a leaky line and pray. You protect him, you run the ball, you give him a clean platform to throw from, and then you let his talent shine. But that's not all. The Bears use their draft picks smartly too. They didn't go with the safe, boring picks. They swung big. In the first round, they grabbed Colston Loveland, a dynamic tight end who can stretch the field and be a mismatch nightmare for defenses. People didn't expect them to go with a skill position player there, but when you have a chance to grab a weapon like that for your young quarterback, you do it. Then in the second round, they picked up Luther Burden, a wide receiver with big play potential and serious upside. This guy can turn a 5-yard slant into a 50-yard touchdown, and he brings a different energy to that receiving room. Add an Aussie Trapillo, who has a real shot to win the left tackle job, and you've got a draft class that's not just about the future, it's about winning now. Now, sure, if we're being picky, maybe they would have liked to grab a running back earlier in the draft. That's the one thing you could point to and say, okay, maybe that's still a bit of a hole. But you can't have everything. If taking a back means missing out on someone like Luther Burden, it's not worth it. And honestly, with the way they've improved the offensive line and brought in smarter offensive minds, even an average run game could be enough to keep this offense balanced. And balance is the key here. Ben Johnson's offenses in Detroit were never about chucking it 50 times a game just because they could. They were about efficiency, about keeping defenses guessing, about controlling the pace of the game and making sure the quarterback never had to do everything alone. That's the model they're building in Chicago. Yes, they've given Caleb weapons. He's got DJ Moore. He's got Colston Loveland. He's got Luther Burden. But they're not going to ask him to be Superman every snap. They want him to be efficient, to hit his spots, to manage the game early, and then take over when the moment demands it. That's why I think you're going to see a noticeable jump in Caleb's production. Even if the Bears don't become the best rushing team overnight, even if they only get to league average on the ground, the improvement in protection and scheme should allow him to be more consistent, more accurate, and more dangerous. You're talking about a guy who already has the natural tools, the arm strength, the improvisation, the leadership. Now you're surrounding him with everything he needs to translate that talent into results. And look, it might take a few games. Ben Johnson said it himself. The first 4 weeks leading into the bye will be about finding rhythm, figuring things out. That's normal. It's a new system, a rookie quarterback, a retooled offensive line. But by the time they get out of the bye, you should expect to see this offense start to click. Week 6, 7, 8. That's when we'll really know what this team is made of. And honestly, if Caleb even flirts with being a top 10 quarterback by the end of the season, that's a massive win. That's the kind of progress that gives you confidence in the direction of the franchise. That's when you start saying, okay, we got our guy. Let's build around him for the next 10 years. So here's the question for you. What kind of quarterback do you think Caleb Williams will be in 2025? Top 15? Top 10? Could he even sneak into that top 5 conversation if everything goes right? I think the expectation should be that he lands in the top half of the league at minimum. That means you walk away from the season saying, we have a legitimate starting quarterback. Anything more than that, that's gravy. But if he's not even top 16, if he struggles with decision-making, if the turnovers pile up, if the efficiency isn't there, then you got questions. Then you got to take a hard look and ask what's missing. But I don't think we'll be in that situation. I think the Bears are going to be patient, smart, and focused. They're not rushing this. They're building it the right way. The pieces are there. The coaching is there. The opportunity is there. Now it's up to Caleb Williams to go out and take it. He's got to lead. He's got to show that all of this wasn't just hype, that he's not just another flashy rookie, that he's the guy in Chicago, not just this season, but for years to come. We'll see how it all unfolds, but for now, there's real reason to believe. There's a plan in place. There's structure. There's leadership. And for the first time in a long time, Bears fans can look at their offense and say, yeah, we might actually be onto something. Now let's shift gears just a bit and talk about another name that's been floating around this offseason, J.K. Dobbins. At various points, he's been linked to the Bears, and with the running back situation still a little unclear, that conversation is back on the table. Dobbins recently visited the Denver Broncos, and from all indications, the visit went well. That doesn't mean he's signing there right away, but it does put some pressure on teams like Chicago if they were serious about bringing him in. So the question becomes, how interested are the Bears, really? Are they looking at Dobbins as a legitimate option, or are they content with what they got in-house? It's tricky because on one hand, Dobbins is clearly talented. When healthy, he's electric. He's the kind of back that can break a game open with one cut, one burst through the second level. But the key word there is when healthy. And that's been the story of his career so far. Injuries have constantly interrupted his momentum, and teams around the league know that. He's not a workhorse back you can hand the ball to 25 times a game without worrying. He's more of a complementary piece, a guy who can give you splash plays and production in doses, if used the right way. From what I'm hearing, and from what seems to be the vibe around Hallis Hall, the Bears aren't in a rush to go out and make a move. They're not panicking because Dobbins is meeting with Denver. They're not blowing up the phone lines to his agent trying to beat other teams to the punch. That tells me two things. One, they probably like the current group of running backs more than people think. And two, they're willing to be patient. This isn't a front office that wants to get locked into a decision in June when better options could pop up in August. Let's talk about who they already have. DeAndre Swift is the lead guy for now, and there's a lot of confidence in what he can bring when he's healthy. He's explosive. He's dangerous in the passing game, and he fits Ben Johnson's style. Remember, they worked together in Detroit. There's chemistry there already. Then you've got Roscoe Johnson entering year 3. He hasn't broken out yet, but internally there's a belief that with the right scheme and better blocking, he still has untapped potential. And let's not forget about 7th-round rookie Kyle Madungi, who may surprise a few people, or Ian Wheeler, who's back on the field after tearing his ACL and seems to be on track to compete once pads come on. That's the thing. We haven't seen this group under full conditions yet. No pads, no real contact, just shorts and helmets. The Bears want to evaluate what they truly have before making a move. You get a training camp, see how Swift holds up, see if Roscoe makes a leap, see what Madungi and Wheeler look like with real reps. If the run game still feels thin after that, sure, maybe you bring in a vet. Maybe Dobbins is still out there. Maybe Nick Chubb is an option. Maybe someone unexpected gets cut. But there's no need to rush. No need to jump the gun. It's a smart approach. Look, if you sign a guy like Dobbins now, that's a roster spot. That's a portion of the cap. That snaps you're committing. And if someone better becomes available later, or if one of your young guys suddenly breaks out, now you've created a logjam. The Bears are staying flexible. They're playing the long game here. And I think it's the right move. Also, think about this. If the offensive line is truly improved, and if Ben Johnson can recreate that balance he had in Detroit, the run game may not need a superstar. It might just need to be efficient. You don't need a Derrick Henry or a Christian McCaffrey when you've got 5 or 6 different guys who can contribute in their own ways. As long as the defense has to respect the run and Caleb gets protection off of play action, the offense will be in good shape. So yeah, Dobbins is interesting. If he ends up in Denver, fine. No panic. No problem. That's not a sign the Bears are missing out. It's just part of the process. You keep evaluating your own guys, you stay patient, and if you need to make a move later, you do it on your terms, not out of desperation. That's where this Bears team is right now. They're finally operating from a position of control. They're not scrambling. They're not guessing. They've got a plan, they've got depth, and they've got a coaching staff that's building with intention. That hasn't been the case in Chicago for a long time. And as we head into camp, you can feel the shift. The tone is different. The expectations are real. And this team, led by a young quarterback with everything to prove and nothing to lose, might just surprise a lot of people. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. There's a growing buzz in the NFL world, and it revolves around Velus Jones Jr., the dynamic wide receiver who recently expressed some candid thoughts that are stirring speculation among fans and analysts alike. In a surprising revelation, Jones admitted that leaving the Chicago Bears is his daily regret, a statement that has ignited a flurry of rumors about his future and potential moves in the league. Jones, known for his electrifying speed and playmaking ability, was once seen as a rising star in Chicago's offense. His departure from the Bears seemed like a strategic career move at the time, but now his own words suggest he might be second-guessing that decision. The phrase daily regret is strong, especially coming from a professional athlete who typically projects confidence and focus on the future. This admission has fans wondering if Jones is already plotting a comeback to Chicago or at least eyeing opportunities that could bring him closer to the Bears roster once again. The rumor mill is now running wild with possibilities. Could the Bears be looking to re-sign Jones, recognizing the missed value in letting him go? Or is Jones simply voicing a nostalgic sentiment while exploring new paths with other teams? NFL insiders suggest that his public regret might be a strategic move to signal openness for negotiations, possibly aiming to leverage his market value. Teams in need of a versatile receiver and return specialist might find this an ideal time to approach Jones, knowing he's feeling unsettled and eager for a fresh start or return. Adding fuel to the fire, sources hint that the Bears' receiving core has struggled with injuries and consistency this season, which only amplifies the potential fit for Jones should a trade or signing be on the table. Fans have long admired Jones for his ability to change the momentum of a game with his explosive plays on special teams and receiving routes, making him a coveted asset. The Bears front office could see this as a chance to fill a gap without needing to invest in a rookie or a less proven player. While no official talks have been confirmed, the NFL community is watching closely. Social media is buzzing with speculation, with Bears supporters expressing mixed feelings. Some urging the team to bring Jones back, others wondering if the player's regret is a sign that his heart is still with Chicago. Meanwhile, rival teams might be preparing offers, hoping to capitalize on Jones's apparent dissatisfaction and lure him into their offensive schemes. In the end, Velus Jones Jr.'s candid admission of daily regret after leaving the Bears is more than just a passing comment. It's a spark that could ignite a significant shakeup in the receiver market this offseason. Whether it leads to a reunion with the Bears or a surprising new chapter elsewhere, one thing is clear. The NFL world will be watching Jones's next move with great anticipation. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.